Oh, you thought your family drama was messy? Please, forget Thanksgiving dinners ruined over who burned the turkey. This new bombshell makes the Kardashians look like a Hallmark movie. We're talking about the ultimate betrayal, a $10 million disaster that ripped the Meech family apart. Big Meech, the legend, the man whose name is practically tattooed on hip-hop history, has officially slammed the door on his own bloodline. That's right, Lil Meech just got dropped harder than a mixtape nobody asked for, and the streets are losing their minds. And here's the kicker. 50 Cent, yes, Mr. I Told You So himself saw this storm brewing ages ago. He practically sent out warnings like a weatherman predicting a hurricane, but of course, nobody listened. Now, boom, family war, millions missing, reputations crumbling like expired cookies. This isn't just drama, it's Shakespeare with a trap beat. Think Game of Thrones, but instead of swords and dragons, it's luxury cars, million-dollar deals, and betrayal sharper than any blade. And if you thought Big Meech was untouchable, just wait till you hear how the scandal unfolded. Buckle up. Because once we dive in, there's no turning back. So, picture this. The streets are buzzing, the blogs are typing like their keyboards are on fire, and fans are refreshing Instagram like their lives depend on it. Why? Because the unthinkable just happened. Big Meech, the man who built an empire so massive it turned into legend, has officially washed his hands of his own son, Lil Meech. And all because of one number, $10 million. $10 million. That's not just pocket change. That's the kind of money that can make billionaires blink twice. Now, let's break this down because the internet is acting like this betrayal is the Super Bowl of scandals. Big Meech isn't just some random dad. He's the founding father of BMF, the Black Mafia family. His name alone makes grown men straighten up and rappers write entire verses. This man turned street hustle into a multi-million-dollar legend that's still inspiring TV shows, rap lyrics, and endless debates. And here comes Lil Meech, the heir to the empire, the one who's supposed to carry the family torch. Except, instead of carrying it, he practically used it to burn the house down. According to whispers in the industry, Lil Meech got caught up in a deal that wasn't just sketchy, it was a full-blown train wreck. A $10 million contract gone sideways. Some are calling it mismanagement, others are whispering theft. But one thing's clear, Big Meech did not co-sign this nonsense. And when the truth hit the fan, Meech didn't just clap back, he unleashed the kind of fury that would make Zeus jealous. Let's keep it real for a second. In the world of hip-hop and street legends, loyalty is currency. And betrayal? That's worse than debt collectors showing up at your grandma's house. To betray Big Meech isn't just bad, it's headline-worthy, earth-shattering, and meme fuel all rolled into one. People are saying this isn't just about money. It's about legacy, respect, and the fact that Lil Meech fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line while the whole stadium was watching. But here's where it gets juicier than a reality TV finale. Apparently, 50 Cent had already seen the writing on the wall. Yep, Mr. Petty King himself, the man who treats trolling like an Olympic sport, allegedly warned Big Meech about Lil Meech's moves way before this went public. And of course, nobody took him seriously because, well, 50 always talks. But when the smoke cleared and the receipts started rolling in, everyone had to admit it, 50 was right. Again, the man might as well change his name to I Told You So Jackson. And you know the internet doesn't miss a beat. Memes started flying within minutes. One fan posted a split photo of Big Meech and Lil Meech with the caption, "This ain't family matters, this is family shatters." Another meme had 50 Cent's face photoshopped onto the Simpsons character Ralph saying, "I'm in danger," except it was flipped. He's in danger. The digital world thrives on this chaos, and the Meech family just handed them a gold mine. The betrayal feels almost biblical. We're talking Cain and Abel, Scar and Mufasa, but with luxury cars, private jets, and Instagram lives. And fans are eating it up like it's the last episode of a Netflix binge. Every little detail, every alleged receipt, every shady Instagram unfollow is being dissected like it's evidence in a courtroom drama. And trust me, This isn't just about family beef, it's about the entire image of BM. For decades, Big Meech's name carried respect, fear, and admiration. He was the blueprint for hustlers turned legends. But now, people are questioning whether the next generation can carry that weight or if the empire will collapse faster than a house of cards in a windstorm. The streets are asking questions that sound like a soap opera plot. Did Lil Meech really steal from his own father? Did he gamble away the family name for clout and quick cash? Or is this all some master plan gone horribly wrong? And the craziest part, nobody has straight answers. What we do know is Big Meech isn't sugarcoating a single thing. His disownment wasn't quiet, wasn't subtle, it was a public execution of trust. And here's where the tension gets almost unbearable. The reactions. Fans are divided. Some are dragging Lil Meech, calling him the biggest backstabber in BM history. Others are defending him, saying this is all media exaggeration and that father and son will eventually reconcile. But the receipts, the leaked whispers, and the fury in Meech's words suggest otherwise. This isn't a fight you fix over Sunday dinner. This is a fracture so deep it might never heal. But let's pause for 1 second, because the irony here is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Think about it. Big Meech built an empire based on loyalty, respect, and unity. He literally turned family and brotherhood into the foundation of BM. And yet, the biggest crack in his empire didn't come from an enemy, the feds, or a rival crew. It came from inside the house. His own bloodline. Lil Meech turned out to be the biggest plot twist of them all. And now the world is watching like it's pay-per-view. And if you think this story stops here, oh no. Because the deeper we dig, the uglier it gets. Rumors of shady contracts, whispers of Hollywood egos, and receipts that point to more than just a bad business deal. This isn't just a scandal, it's the kind of downfall that makes TMZ reporters foam at the mouth. And trust me, we're just scratching the surface. And just when you thought this family fallout couldn't get any messier, bam, the internet turned it into a circus, complete with popcorn, memes, and hot takes that could melt steel. Honestly, the way social media reacted, you'd think Marvel just dropped a new Avengers movie. Instead, it's the Meech vs. Meech saga, and it's already being hailed as the pettiest crossover event of all time. Let's start with the streets of Twitter, or X, or whatever Elon's calling it this week. Within hours of Big Meech's alleged disownment hitting the blogs, hashtags like hashtag family war, hashtag Meech vs. Meech, and hashtag 50 Cent was right were trending. Fans weren't just gossiping, they were holding full-blown digital court. One viral tweet read, "Big Meech built BM from the ground up, and Lil Meech out here treating it like a Dollar Tree franchise." Another said, 50 Cent didn't just warn us, he practically sold tickets to the premiere of this disaster. And you know 50 Cent couldn't resist. The men smelled drama from a mile away and jumped in faster than a kid on a trampoline. He posted a cryptic Instagram story with nothing but a rat emoji, a dollar bag, and the words, "Should have listened." No names, no tags, but everybody knew exactly what he meant. That's 50's specialty, throwing shade so sharp it could slice diamonds without ever saying a single name. He doesn't need to, he just lets the world do the math. But it wasn't just 50. Other celebs started chiming in, because let's face it, hip-hop loves drama more than it loves Grammys. Rick Ross threw in his 2 cents, posting a picture of himself surrounded by money with the caption, "10 million ain't nothing if you know how to hustle." Fans instantly accused him of poking the bear, knowing how close BM and Rosie's branding have always been. Then Whack 100, who never misses a chance to stir the pot, went live and basically said Lil Meech was acting Hollywood ever since he got cast in the BM show. Ouch! And let's not forget the fans who turned this mess into meme heaven. My personal favorite? A Photoshop of Big Meech sitting on a throne with Lil Meech edited in a scar from The Lion King, holding Mufasa's paws as he lets him fall. The caption? "Long live the king of clout." Another viral meme showed a monopoly. Bored with the chance card reading, "Go directly to broke. Do not pass go. Do not collect $10 million. Savage doesn't even begin to describe it. But here's the thing. Beyond the jokes and memes, people are starting to seriously question Lil Meech's future. He's been building a career in Hollywood thanks to the BM series, playing none other than his father. But now fans are asking, can you really play the role of loyalty and respect on screen when your off-screen actions look like betrayal? The irony is so thick, you could cut it with a butter knife. And the fallout isn't stopping there. Industry insiders are whispering that this $10 million mess wasn't just a bad deal, it was a full-blown ego move. Apparently, Lil Meech was chasing Hollywood-level clout, trying to prove he could step out of his father's shadow by making a big power play. Instead, he ended up drowning in receipts and backlash. That's like trying to win a chess game by flipping the board and saying, "I won." Spoiler. You didn't. Now, let's talk about the fans' theories, because trust me, they've turned into conspiracy detectives overnight. Some claim Lil Meech might have been set up by outsiders who wanted to drive a wedge between him and his dad. Others are saying this was always bound to happen because Hollywood fame changes people, and Lil Meech isn't the same guy he was when he first started out. And then there are the truly wild theories like the one where fans suggest 50 Cent orchestrated this entire mess just to prove a point. Knowing 50, that's not entirely far-fetched. And speaking of 50, let's circle back to him for a second, because he's becoming the unofficial narrator of this drama. Fans dug up old interviews where 50 hinted that family loyalty in Hollywood doesn't last. And now those clips are being replayed like prophecy. Some are even calling him the hip-hop Nostradamus, which honestly isn't far off. The man's petty instincts are sharper than Batman's gadgets. Meanwhile, Big Meech's reaction has been described as ice cold. Word is, he's been cutting ties and making it crystal clear he won't tolerate disrespect, especially not from family. And that's what's making this so shocking. Because if Big Meech, a man who's known for loyalty above all else, is willing to publicly distance himself from his own son, you know this betrayal cut deeper than any outside beef ever could. It's the kind of move that doesn't just make headlines, it rewrites legacies. The drama is now spilling over into everyday conversations. Podcasts are breaking it down like it's a murder mystery. TikTokers are reenacting the fallout with sound effects. And YouTubers are dropping hour-long exposes with titles like The Rise and Fall of Lil Meech, Betrayal at $10 million. Honestly, it's becoming bigger than reality TV, because unlike the Kardashians, this mess is raw, unscripted, and way too real. But the wildest part, this scandal isn't staying in one lane. It's rippling across industries: music, television, even business. Sponsors are allegedly side-eyeing Lil Meech, wondering if his image is now too toxic to touch. Directors and producers are debating if the drama helps or hurts the BM show's ratings. And fans? They're torn between boycotting Lil Meech entirely or tuning in just to see the awkwardness on screen. Either way, it's rated gold for somebody. At the end of the day, this isn't just family drama, it's a public relations nightmare of epic proportions. The empire that once stood for unity is now being dragged through the mud, one meme at a time. And as much as fans laugh and joke, there's a lingering sadness to it too. Because beneath the betrayal, the clapbacks, and the petty jabs, it's still a story of a father and son tearing each other apart for the world to see. And if you think this is the end of the story, think again. Because what comes next, the fallout, the consequences, the long-term damage is going to hit harder than anything we've seen so far. Now here's where the whole thing transforms from juicy gossip to nuclear fallout. Because once the betrayal dust settled, the real question was, what's next? How do you rebuild when your own father allegedly slams the door shut on your name, your legacy, and your future? Spoiler alert. You don't. At least not without the entire world watching and reminding you of it every single day. Let's start with the obvious. Lil Meech's reputation is hanging on by the thinnest thread imaginable. Before this $10 million disaster, he was riding a Hollywood wave. He had the BM series boosting his name. He was stepping into red carpets, rubbing elbows with the listers, and playing the role of the next generational mogul. But now, every photo up looks like a meme waiting to happen. Fans have already started flooding his Instagram comments with rat emojis, cash bag emojis, and the ever-petty 50 warned us. And you know Hollywood, right? The industry doesn't care about loyalty. It cares about optics. Producers who once saw Lil Meech as the golden ticket to tapping into BM's cultural relevance are now hesitating. Because let's be real, who wants to market a show about legacy, family, and loyalty when the main actor is accused of betraying the very man who built that legacy? That's like casting someone as Superman after they robbed Clark Kent's house. It just doesn't sit right. But while Lil Meech scrambles to repair his image, Big Meech is doing the exact opposite. He's leaning into the betrayal narrative, making it crystal clear that loyalty is his currency, and he won't cash out for anyone, not even blood. Insiders are saying that Big Meech has been cutting phone lines, trimming connections, and drawing a line in the sand sharper than a samurai sword. This isn't just a father grounding his kid. This is a boss exiling someone from the kingdom, and the internet? Oh, they're eating this up like it's a Thanksgiving feast. TikTokers are already creating loyalty tests inspired by the Meech fallout, asking their friends, "Would you sell me out for $10 million?" The answers are hilarious, but the underlying message is brutal. Money changes everything, and loyalty is the first casualty. Now, let's talk about the ripple effects, because the scandal isn't just living online. Word on the street is that investors tied to BM-related projects are getting nervous. If the brand starts to smell like betrayal instead of loyalty, that could tank millions in potential business. And let's not forget, BM isn't just a TV show. It's a whole cultural movement, a symbol of hustle and grind. A betrayal this messy doesn't just stain Lil Meech's name, it threatens to drag the entire brand through the mud. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is sitting back like Thanos watching the Avengers crumble, collecting infinity stones one petty Instagram post at a time. He's doubling down on his "I told you so" tour, dropping cryptic captions and posting memes that all but scream, "Don't ever doubt me again." And let's be honest, fans love this side of 50 more than his music at this point. He's built a second empire of being the internet's most consistent shade thrower, and this scandal just gave him more fuel than he's had in years. But here's the wild twist. Some fans are starting to wonder if this whole thing might actually benefit the BM show. Think about it, the drama off-screen is so juicy that it might pull in viewers who just want to see how awkward it gets when Lil Meech has to play his father's legacy while the real father cuts him off in real life. It's the ultimate reality meets fiction train wreck, and people can't resist watching. It's like tuning into Keeping Up with the Kardashians only to realize the drama is realer than reality TV ever dared to be. And speaking of Kardashians, this saga officially makes them look like amateurs. All those years of sister feuds, cheating scandals, and breakups, cute. But a father allegedly disowning his son over a $10 million betrayal while 50 Cent live narrates it. That's reality TV on steroids. If Netflix doesn't greenlight a docuseries titled Meech vs. Meech, the $10 million betrayal, they're leaving money on the table. Now let's zoom in on Lil Meech himself, because his next move will decide if this is the end of his career or just a painful chapter. He's got two options. 1. Play the victim, spin the narrative, and claim he was set up or misunderstood. Or 2. Own it, apologize publicly, and try to rebuild his image as the prodigal son who lost his way. The problem? Neither route guarantees forgiveness from his father or the fans. Once you're stamped as disloyal, it's like wearing a scarlet letter that never comes off. And you know who's watching all of this closely? Other industry families. The lesson here is simple. Blood might be thicker than water, but money is thicker than both. Every mogul, every rising star, every Hollywood family is taking notes, because this scandal just proved that legacy can implode overnight if loyalty doesn't hold. Meanwhile, podcasts are already dissecting the psychology of it all, calling it the Shakespearean tragedy of hip-hop. Think about it: betrayal, family, legacy, power struggles. It's basically Hamlet with iced-out chains and Maybachs. Academics are even starting to write think pieces about what this says about generational wealth and loyalty in Black America. When your family beef ends up as a college lecture, you know it's bigger than a scandal, it's a cultural moment. But here's the gut punch, the one thing nobody really wants to say out loud. this isn't just entertainment. Behind the memes, behind the clapbacks, behind the petty social media posts, there's a real father and a real son who may never look at each other the same again. Forget Hollywood, forget BMF, forget the fans. At its core, this is a broken family, and the wounds might never heal. And that's the part that makes this whole saga so haunting. So, where do we go from here? Does Big Meech hold his ground and rewrite the BMF legacy without his son? Does Lil Meech find a way back into his father's good graces, or does he pivot completely and try to build his own empire from scratch? Either way, the damage is done, and the internet will never let either of them forget it, because in the end, this wasn't just a $10 million deal gone wrong. This was a generational earthquake, a betrayal that shook not just one family, but the entire culture around them. And as the dust settles, one thing is clear: nothing in the BMF world will ever be the same again, and there it is. Folks, the $10 million betrayal that turned family loyalty into a Netflix-level disaster. Big Meech slamming the door, Lil Meech scrambling for cover, and 50 Cent somewhere in the shadows, sipping champagne and laughing like the villain he was born to be. Forget soap operas, forget reality TV, this right here is the drama of the decade. But let's be real, I know you're not done with this story. You're itching to sound off, to pick a side, to scream in the comments like your opinion is the final verdict in this family courtroom. So do it. Drop a comment below. Are you riding with Big Meech for putting loyalty above all? Or do you think Lil Meech deserves a second chance? Don't hold back, this is Truth Tattle, and we live for the chaos. And while you're at it, obliterate that like button. I mean smash it the way Big Meech just smashed his family tree. Break it like Lil Meech broke that $10 million deal. Then subscribe, because you already know scandals don't clock out. They pile up faster than 50 Cent memes on Instagram. And if you're not tuned in, you're missing the only news that actually matters. Hit that notification bell like you're waking up the neighbors, because tomorrow's betrayal, tomorrow's meltdown, tomorrow's receipts are already brewing. And trust me, when the next scandal drops, you're going to want to be front row with your popcorn ready. This has been Truth Tattle, where we don't just spill tea, we flood the entire kitchen. Stay messy, stay loud, and stay tuned, because in this world, loyalty is rare, drama is forever, and betrayal, that's just season 1.